Hey guys, my name's Tiffany. I'm the assistant production manager for CDU this year. I'm also a music major, and so today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to play a song called Bad Moon Rising by the legendary band CCR. So let's get to it. So super fun song. I hope y'all think it's also a fun song. It's a really good song if you're just kind of getting started on the guitar and you're wanting to learn. This is a really good one. It only has 3 chords, so it's not too scary. Yeah, and the chords in it are going to be a D chord, an A chord, and a G chord. If you're someone who's already experienced with the guitar, you can take that information and run with it if you would wish. Or you can watch this video and we will go through it together. So we're going to do that. So if you are new with the guitar, things that you want to do is tune, first of all. That's a very important thing. I have my little tuner guy here. I have a little D'Addario tuner that I clip onto the guitar if it goes. When you tune, you want to tune your strings to E, A, D, G, B, and E. This is what we call standard tuning. We're going to use it most of the time. Unless you're in like, I don't know, some mathy band or something. I don't know what y'all do. So then, things to think about. These are the strings. I'm going to be referring to them as the first string, the second string, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And these are the frets. So this is the first fret, second fret, third fret, so on. So if I said something like, put your finger on the first string, first fret, that's what you would do. So take that information and go. So some basics when we play the guitar. Something that I always have my students do on their first day is make this motion with their hands. It's really good. Your left hand, specifically the left hand. We don't need to do this with the right hand, but the left hand, we're gonna make like a crab claw looking guy, like this. So yeah, crab looking claw. And this actually gives you a lot of information about how to approach the guitar with your left hand. So notice some things I'm doing. Notice that when you squeeze your hand with this motion, it's a lot different than this kind of a squeeze. You can see it in that part of my wrist. Know that playing the guitar is something that takes, it's all the way from your fingers up to your arms and to your neck, and it's like a whole thing. It's not just like, oh, I'm gonna put my fingers down. Like if you play the guitar in a weird way, you can be messing with all sorts of muscles in your body. So if you feel like playing the guitar is hurting you, then maybe re-examine how you're doing things. Maybe shoot me a message and I can help you out. So do that. So now that we know all these basic things and we can keep these things in mind when we play these 3 chords, let's learn the chords. So our first chord is our D chord. I like to call it the triangle chord because it's kind of like a triangle. I'm going to put an image of what the D chord looks like here, so you can look at this, or you can look at my fingers when I play the D chord. So this is my D chord. Notice that I'm not doing anything weird like this with any of my joints in my fingers. I'm staying on my fingertips. I'm staying right behind the frets of the guitar. That's how I get the cleanest sound. If you're buzzing when you play the guitar, don't squeeze harder. Get closer to the fret. I swear it will do many good things for you forever. I promise. So here's my D chord. What I'm doing is that I have my first finger, which is this guy, my pointer, and he is on the second fret of the 3rd string. I'm gonna keep that there. I'm gonna put my middle finger, my second finger, on kind of below him on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and then I'm gonna take this guy right here, my 3rd finger, and put him kind of in the middle on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So you can see how that makes kind of a triangle shape, and if you visualize what the letter D looks like, it kind of looks like a triangle, so that's how I remember that. Next up, we have an A chord. You can play it like this, you can play it like this, Different people do different things. If you're a beginner, I would recommend it like this, and I'll explain that why in a second. Playing like this, what I'm doing is that I have my middle finger at the top, my second finger, and it's on the second fret of the 4th string. Then right below them, I have my first finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then my 3rd finger is on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. So lining them up all on the 2nd fret, basically. The reason why I would do it like this is because then this transition from D to A becomes super, super simple. We like it. So the way I can do this is that I keep my first finger right here. It just stays right there. And I pick up my middle finger. And as I do that, I kind of tuck in my 3rd finger. And it's staying on the same string. It's just sliding back 1 fret. And then I'm moving this middle finger. It's jumping up to the 2nd fret of the 4th string right up here. So that's what's going on. This is the motion I'm doing, going from a D chord to an A chord. So there you have it. So here's our G chord. It's kind of a stretch if you have small hands. I swear you can do it. I have really, really small hands. I wish I could demonstrate for you. It's hard. If you have small hands, I am here with you, man. Like, it makes it a lot harder. But you can do it, because I have small hands and I can do it. So you can do it too. So what I'm doing, I got my middle finger up here on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. Then I have my first finger over here on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Then way down here, I got my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. And this is a chord especially where I always see students wanting to do like this kind of stuff. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. I so badly don't want you to hurt yourself. Please don't let your joints collapse like that, and just keep them rounded, stay on your fingertips, and it'll sound real nice. So now that we know our chords, we can put them together and make them music. So when you put all those chords together, it's gonna sound something like this. Yeah. So when I'm first learning the song, what I'm gonna do is kind of, instead of doing all of that and diving in, I'm going to slow it down with my metronome. You can go to the app store and look up metronome, and you will find so many nice free options. I would highly, highly, highly recommend starting off with a metronome. Yeah. I'm going to set it to 60. 60 is a great tempo. So instead of diving right in and doing the full strum pattern and all that, I'm going to break it down and just do 1 strum per chord. Maybe I'll do 2 at the end of the phrase with the D because it's long, but you'll see. I have a D chord, then A, G, D. So I kind of get to take my time with the D, and then A and G happen pretty quickly after each other, so that's like the stressful part. And then you hang out on D again. So here I'm gonna go. So the part that really is gonna get you here is the A to G switch, because it's a big jump and it's a fast jump. So you got to get good at it. So how do we get good at it? So the way I would get good at this transition is just doing it like over and over again until it's like very, very comfortable. So without the metronome, I would just go from A to G, and from A to G, and from A to G. Things you want to think about when you do this. If you practice going from A to G, but you're fumbling on the way there, instead of going straight there, Like, say you go from A to like, then if that's what you're doing over and over again, then you're practicing, then you're training yourself to do that. You're training yourself to stumble. So make sure you're not doing that. At least so many times over. It's not so good. So something you can do is really try and think about, you know, where are each of my fingers going? And you can look at the fretboard and kind of see, like, my finger, this one's going to go here, and this one's going to go here, and this one's going to go up here. And really slowly move so that they all go straight to where they need to go. Because then that's what you're training yourself to do instead of not doing that. So another way I would practice this, for beginners, you know, if you're really going at it right now and your fingers are starting to feel really fatigued and tired and you're like, oh my God, I have these lines on the tips of my fingers and it's uncomfortable and it hurts. I would strongly recommend, you know, just touching the chords. See, I'm not pressing down at all, as you can hear. I'm just touching them. So I'm not pressing down. Sorry, this is how we're doing A. So I'm just touching the strings. I'm not pressing down at all. And I can still practice this transition now without making my fingers feel so worn out and tired. So this is why I recommend. It's also a really great way to practice and kind of know that you're not squeezing the guitar too hard. It's a really good exercise for anyone to really practice, so that you can really get a lot of control over your movements, and also so that you're not pressing down too hard. It's really good. So this is what I would do. Yeah. Then once that gets really good, we're going to take our trusty metronome. You can see it's at 60. And it's going to start. And I know that, you know, the song's going to go from D, then A, G, D. So I take it and I'm going slower than the actual song. So I'm practicing it at slower speed first. You don't have to start at 60. You can start at 50, 40. You can start at 20 if you wanted to. It doesn't matter to me. Do whatever is best for you. And then once you have it really comfy at that one speed, then you can bump it up like 10 clicks or 5 clicks or whatever you feel comfortable with. And hopefully, sooner than later, you'll be at about 90, which is about how fast this actual song is. So once you've slowly bumped up your speed and have reached about 90, I would say take out that song, like the recording of it, and try and play along and do the thing, because you got it. You can do it. You can play it that fast. That's awesome. So once you're able to do that, start strumming it more than once. Start strumming it like twice. So you go... Is hard. It kind of gets you have to suddenly learn to transition a lot quicker when you do this stuff, but you do this so that the chords get faster and you can end up being able to do the actual strum pattern at the end of the day. So I'm not gonna play with the actual song because I don't know if I'm gonna get copyrighted for it or something. So I set my metronome to 92, which is about how fast it goes. It's like, it's really like 91, but I'm gonna play at 92. Feel free to play along with me, and you can play along with me. You can go, how fast is this? You can go, or you could go, you could do that, or you could do the actual like So then for the chorus, we're gonna go G, and then D, hold it out a little bit, then A, then G, and D. And that's that whole chorus. So if you want to follow along, all you gotta do is Google Bad Moon Rising, CCR chords, and there will be an ultimate guitar link that will come up, and that's what's guiding me right now. So feel free to look at that so you can kind of visually see and follow along with the words and go like that. I'd really recommend, if you're interested in learning how to play the guitar, look up, all you gotta do is say like name of song chords, and you just gotta Google it, and there's probably an ultimate guitar thing for it, chords or tabs or whatever it be that you need. So I would strongly recommend, if you want to get good, look up some songs and you just kind of learn them and think about all these technical things and play with the metronome and build your way up to the speed that you want. And yeah, so here's the song. Let's do the thing. So let's try it. So 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. So there you have it. There's the first verse and the chorus of Bad Moon Rising by CCR. And it's pretty repetitive, so when the next verse happens, do like what you did on the first one. When the next chorus happens, do like you did on the first one. And now you have all the tools in the toolbox to be able to play the song. So I hope that it all made sense. I hope you enjoyed it. I know that you're capable of doing the thing, especially, if you start slow and kind of make your way up. But yeah, I have confidence in you. I know you can do it. Don't beat yourself up if you're having a hard time. Just practice your transitions that give you a hard time. Isolate them and go over and over again, whether it be A to G over and over or G to D over and over. Whatever it be that you have a hard time with, it's a very personal endeavor. It's a whole journey to go on for yourself. So, just break it down, and that will help you so much. And yeah, I hope it all made sense. Feel free to let me know if there was anything that seemed confusing to you, or if you have any questions, or if you have requests for songs that you would like me to go over next time. But there you have it. So I wish you luck, and I hope you have a great night or day or whenever you watch this. And yeah, good luck. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. So goodbye.